One of the things that really stood out to me is that God told him, he said, I want you to leave your kindred, leave your folks, leave your family. And when you begin to just think about that, that means God said, I want you to leave your comfort zone. I want you to leave what's familiar to you. I want to leave your thing that makes you feel safe. And the thing that's going on most of the time is that God wants to push us out of our comfort zone. God wants to push us beyond where we feel safe. He wants to push us beyond the familiar in our lives. He can take us and show us and give us something a whole lot greater. Imagine if Abraham would not have trusted God when he told him originally to leave his family. Look at all the things that wouldn't have came to place. When God originally told him, he said, I'm going to make you a great nation. I'm going to make your name great. And through you, all the nations of the earth shall be blessed. So we see that sometimes God is going to push us. He's going to tell us to do some things that just seem uncomfortable. But ultimately, we have to come to the point that we trust God. This is what God wants us to do. God wants us to trust Him. In spite of everything that we're dealing with, anything that's going on, God ultimately wants us to trust Him. He wants us to be those sheep. God wants us to be those sheep that will truly trust Him as our shepherd. We can't allow our circumstances in life to keep us from moving forward. We can't allow things people said to us. We can't allow things that have hurt us in the past. We can't allow our frustrations. We can't allow anything to keep us from trusting God. There's so many people, I believe, that have been given a vision. They have desires. They want to write a book. They want to start a business. They want to do so many different things, but they do not trust God. They're not allowing themselves to step out of that place of familiarity, that place of comfort, that place of security. And one thing I can truly tell you is this. When you look at the people of the Bible, every great leader, God pushed them out of their comfort zone. God pushed them into areas where they truly had to trust God. And one of my favorite leaders, Joshua, he told them to be strong and courageous. And I was meditating on that command he gave him to be strong and courageous. It wasn't talking about physical strength, but he had to be mentally strong. He had to be spiritually strong. And the only way that you can maintain the spiritual and mental strength, to be mentally and spiritually strong, is by maintaining your faith and your trust in God. Because when things come and they happen in your life, it can shake your confidence. It can shake your belief system. God, did you really tell me to do this? God, did you really lead me out here? God, is this really what you want me to do? That's when you got to be mentally strong. That's when you got to be strong and courageous. And the reason why you have to be courageous is because when you're mentally, after you solidify your mental toughness, your strength, and your confidence in God, understanding, hey, look, I'm going to trust in God no matter what. That's where my mind is at. Then you have to be courageous. And people who are courageous, they're going to take acts of faith. They're going to step out. They're going to do what seems impossible. And in order to do that, you have to be courageous. You have to have faith in God. That's why they said faith without works is dead. You have to be courageous. And that's one thing that I admire about Abraham. He was courageous. He trusted God. He was willing to leave a place of familiarity. He was willing to leave his family. He was willing to leave his kindred, the place where he felt safe. But he was courageous. And the essence, the substance, what allowed him to truly be courageous was he maintained his faith in God.